Hey, what's up? It's Mr. Dean and the Wii series strikes again on the channel. I covered Wii Play a while back on the channel, and it's of course inevitable that we eventually take a look at its follow-up, Wii Play Motion. The concept here is pretty similar to that game for the most part. It serves the purpose of being a tech demo for the Wii Remote's tech capabilities, however this time it focuses more on the motion aspect of the Wii Remote. So where the first Wii Play was more about pointing the Wii Remote at the sensor, now the focus is more so on the actual motion of using the Wii Remote. Also, this game used the Wii Motion Plus accessory that allowed for more accurate motion detection within the Wii Remote, so that's also important to keep in mind. Just how much better did I find the motion to be? Well, let's go ahead and get straight into that. Yeah, so just like in the original Wii Play, this game has no interest in f***ing around. As soon as you get in, it is just pick a game and play. Okay, first up we got Cone Zone, which is split up into two different modes. First up is Scoop Mode, where you continuously pile up scoops of ice cream and you use your Wii Remote to balance it. This very quickly gets very high, as into the point of entering space, and obviously the higher it gets, also the harder it gets. This one was fine, it was pretty solid. The controls definitely didn't feel like 100% accurate or anything, but definitely a step up from some of the original Wii Play controls. And then there is also Swirl Mode, which is soft serve ice cream, and you just try to swirl it as perfectly as possible. Controls were definitely a bit less seamless here, but once again, it was honestly still kind of fun. Also, this soft serve does look a little questionable. Next up we got Veggie Garden, which is a certified Mr. Dean classic. For the guard mode, we are guarding fruit and we play whack-a-mole with our little thieves. Controlling this one wasn't perfect, but it was just so fun winding the Wii Remote back and forth and going BAM! Also, occasionally Mii's will appear and hitting them will make you lose points. Overall, the amount of points you get throughout the game determines which medal you get. I went over the whole medal concept in the original video, but basically bronze, silver, gold, platinum in that order. Then there is Recall Mode, which is a memorization game where one by one a mole will pop out and you need to hit the moles each round in the order that you saw. Well, the concept is great and it is fun, but both times I lost because I hit the wrong one by accident because of the controls. So yeah, like I said before, it definitely is still not perfect or anything. We also got a versus mode where you and a buddy get to compete to see who could whack more of the moles. Skip Skimmer is yet another one of my personal favorites. Crazy how we are basically 3 for 3 thus far. The skip mode is pretty self-explanatory. You pick up a rock of your choosing and you throw it on a lake to try to get it to skip over the water as many times as possible. You get 5 throws and your score is accumulated for how many total skips you get. Also, some of the rocks have different animations like electricity or a dolphin skipping over water, which that was pretty cool. This one was just so relaxing. It's like a turn off your brain and sit there for hours thinking type of game. And then there was the score mode, which I was absolutely horrific at, but I also just had so much fun playing. You have 5 rounds to get your stone through as many rings as possible, with each level getting harder and harder. Yeah, I just love this one, honestly. It was just lovely. Okay, now in maybe the craziest plot twist of all time, we got a remake of Pose Me, and I actually like it. In the original Wii Play, Pose Me was bar none the most dreadful experience, but here basically everything I didn't like is fixed. For one thing, thank for the background actually looking really cool, being different colorful vortex designs instead of a f***ing bird. Secondly, now instead of needing to swap between the poses and do awkward motions with your forearms, now you simply just twist your Mii to match the pose that is being displayed in the cutout. It isn't perfect by any means, but this was one that was actually somewhat fun. I'd say this is my least favorite out of the game so far, but it is such a massive improvement from the show that was in the original Wii Play. Alright, Trigger Twist is our first real vibe killer so far in the game. It isn't necessarily bad or anything, it's basically like how the Duck Hunt ripoff in the original Wii Play was, except now you have to cover a 360-degree point of view. The idea is cool, but in actuality I found this to be really uncomfortable a lot of the time with trying to aim the Wii Remote. There are different levels with cool premises and all that, it was just a tad bit annoying and uncomfortable at times. Still not as bad as the lows that the original Wii Play reached though. Jump Part gets us right back in the right direction as you hectically jump around in all sorts of unnatural ways with your Miis. First is Gem Jump, where the goal is to collect a certain amount of gems in various levels. The game even becomes extra fleshed out via the use of power-ups like a magnet or increasing the number of points each gem is worth. Surprisingly, controlling the Mii actually was really fun too. Basically, whatever direction the Mii is facing, it will bounce towards. There's also Time Attack and Yawn. It isn't bad, but all you are doing is trying to reach the goal as fast as you can, which is the same thing you were doing before before, but with more fun stuff going on. Once again, this game is bit with the multiplayer bug, where it is basically the same thing as before, but now you got two Miis with you taking turns each jump. Okay, next up is teeter targets, which is definitely my least favorite thus far in the run through. While it isn't bad per se, it was just the most forgettable and soulless, which the fact that I even need to say that in a tech demo is surprising. I don't know, I just completely forgot this game existed specifically. Anyway, you hold the Wii remote sideways and knock this ball on the targets by twisting around this bar. Motion wise, it did the job, nothing really to complain about. Also, there is the endless mode, which had 3 different variations, but all just saw you trying to go for a certain high score, and when your ball falls to its death, so does your attempt. This was actually really hard, good luck getting anything impressive score wise. Also, with someone else you can compete to see who can get the most targets, pretty cool. Okay, now we get to Spooky Search, which is good idea, iffy execution. Basically similarly to Trigger Twist, our Wii remote controls around a 360-degree field, except this time we are trying to capture Ghost. The Wii remote will rumble whenever close to a ghost, which I mean good inclusion of rumble I guess. The tech for this game was pretty cool, it's just the game itself was nothing too special. I do like how the Miis are just there telling you what direction the ghosts are in, and they are also just there to occasionally get tormented by the ghosts as well. Overall, it's alright, it serves its purpose. Aha, Windrunner, yet another classic. Now I'm biased since I'm a Mario Kart loser nerd person, but I had good fun playing this one. Basically your Mii has skates and holds an umbrella which determines how quickly they go or in what direction they go thanks to the wind. Once you figure out the optimal angle to get the highest speed, it gets so fun trying to steer your Mii around. Also, you are trying to get gems to accumulate points as well. We also get a long jump mode here, which sure it's really simple and bare bones since you just jump as far as you can, but I still had fun with it. There's also a time attack mode, cool, and the obligatory racing multiplayer mode. Treasure Twirl, against all odds, I actually really like this one, holy shit. Yeah, I have a tendency to I don't know, despise underwater mechanics in games, but this was unironically a highlight in Wii Play Motion. You hold your Wii remote sideways and reel it back and forth to go up and down to get treasure, and as obnoxious as it seems like it would be, I never found it to be annoying. Was this the best game here? No, but just the fact that I didn't hate it made it feel so amazing. Also, you can team up with a friend to pull up treasure together. Aw, how cute. I tried this alone with myself, and this might have been some of the most pathetic gameplay I have ever recorded, but it was still pretty fun. Flutterfly, this. You control a leaf to make your Mii fly in the air with balloons, and controlling this is so finicky and awkward. The premise is to make your Mii get to the goal, however keep in mind that I didn't say fun because this was dreadful. Also, you got these birds that come and pop your balloons, now I'm sad. Finally, we got Star Shuttle, where you dock different parts to complete a space station. Control wise, it was so wacky to get the hang of, but once you do kind of figure it out, it's actually really fun having to use my brain to complete each level. You have to be really careful too. I mean, go too quickly and you will crash into it and lose, so you have to be pretty methodical. Not my favorite game mode, but for a fun time waster that also demands some brain power, it is pretty solid. Also, multiplayer mode here where you race and see who can beat each level faster, which honestly this is even better since you have to balance going quickly with not completely destroying everything, since that is a possibility. And well, with all that being said, that is Wii Play Motion. Similarly to the original Wii Play, this is at the end of the day a tech demo. These games are not meant to be insanely fleshed out and mind-blowing concepts, it is here to show what the tech of the Wii can do. And for that goal, I think for the most part it succeeds. I mean, even the games that I didn't have as much fun with, the controlling issue was never really about the Wii Remote's tech, it was more just the game being designed in a way that required awkward motions with my hand. Like, showing off a wide array of Wii Remote uses is what's important here, and I think this does a pretty good job at that. I mean, they figured out a way to make Pose Me work, that's really all that needs to be said.